Hello, good morning. Welcome to a new day in a new week. My name is Chidindu Mmadu-Okoli. I am a writer, a speaker, an author, content strategist, and a medical laboratory scientist. Today we're going to talk about the things that actually make your emails not to receive appropriate feedback or response. And with that, we're going to touch the various aspects of email writing. And by going through those aspects, you now know the things that you're actually doing properly and the things that you need to correct. Now, for those who know, or if you're seeing this for the first time, or if you're learning for the first time, there are four basic parts of an email, and email is electronic mail. There are four basic parts. There's a subject, there's a salutation, there's the body of the mail, and then there's a conclusion. Now, usually what gets to determine if your email is going to be read or not is the subject. So if you're applying for a job where the subject is not really defined, just writing application may get your mail unread, and just writing request may get your mail unread. So how about you sort of write application colon medical laboratory scientist, application colon web content writer, application colon request to speak at your event. So it makes, or rather request colon to speak at your event, or request like to speak at your event. So the thing is, people just make it too short and general. You're not specific in your heading what you're going to talk about in your mail, or they make it too long. As a rule, the thing I learned, I don't know what is applicable now, is that the subject should have 60 to 65 characters. The subject of the mail should have 60 to 65 characters. I've heard people say 100, but I don't know, that's really too long. But 60 to 65 characters, so you're not writing a book in the subject, or you're not writing the email itself in the subject of the email. So the rule is KISS, keep it short and simple. And some say KISSS, that's keys, keep it short, simple, straightforward. So that's that for the subject. Now the next thing is the salutation. If you're writing a formal email to probably a corporation, or something very formal that doesn't have anything to do with your friends, the normal hello hi that you send to people on Facebook Messenger, to those who are already close to you, you need to have a proper formal salutation. And a proper formal salutation is: Dear Chidindu, dear Mr. John Obidi, dear Mr. Emeka Nobis, or rather, dear John, dear Emeka, just make it very formal, because you know that you don't have that kind of, they are not your brothers, they are not your sisters, they are not you are not in a romantic relationship with them, so there's no need trying to just say my dear. And then as a point, it's necessary to note that once dear comes before a name, it is formal. So saying Emeka dear doesn't sound really good. It's really informal. And to know that you're not related already makes the person take off their attention from the email that you're already writing. So keep that in mind. And in the case that you're writing to a body where you don't know the exact name of the person, it is nice to know, actually, but in case you don't know, then it's still necessary to still keep it formal. So I'm trying to buy a medical equipment from a medical equipment company, and I don't know anybody there, but I've gone through their website page. I know that the things that they have are the things that I need, so I could just write directly their sales team. I'm addressing a letter I'm trying to pitch to a blog to write on their blog, or to feature on their blog. You can write their editor. So these are the things that you need to keep in mind, just in case if you don't know their names. Then the next thing is the body of the mail. as much as possible, try to highlight the reason of your writing this mail. That's the reason why you're writing the mail in the first paragraph. So all these, how are you today, how is work, how is your family, how is your church, how is your money in your bank, all those things, they don't make a lot of sense. Just try to highlight. So I write to you to apply for the position of a content writer in your firm, or sequel to what advert. I am writing to apply for, you understand? So somehow, even if the person is in a hurry, they already get the main gist of the email. Not that you now start writing, I've been out of job for 5 years, please, really, you need to really help me, my mother died, my father died. Then by the time you know it, you're in the third paragraph, you're now actually saying what you want. You're not actually saying that you want to apply for a job as a content writer by that time, if there, and you know that in this age where there's too much information, we have the tendency to now start having people who are now prone to attention deficit disorder. So you're not keeping the right information first, and by the time you know what's happening, this person has just really lost interest in what you're trying to say. And when they lose interest in what you're trying to say, the message that you're trying to pass is gone. So you're not there to explain by yourself what you're really writing. So make sure that you highlight the main gist in the first paragraph. Then maybe if there are other things that you need to explain, you probably put them in the second paragraph or the third paragraph, depending on the kinds of things that are necessary for you to put down in your email. As a matter of fact, it is important that when you write, that you write in active voice. You write in active voice. I'm writing to, I would have written to. So make sure that you're keeping things in active voice, not in passive voice. This is really key. And you can extend that to maybe if you're writing content for a web or something, try as much as possible to make sure that there is an active voice in it. So when you are done with the body, highlighting the things that are really important, the next thing is to conclude the email. So in the conclusion, most parts is sometimes a last paragraph with the signature below. So you can say you're probably expecting a feedback, or you want them to click to see more or of the things that you want to share, or you want them to just take action, probably reply or something. So you need to put that in mind so that this person, after reading the mail, knows already what to do. If you're attaching something like your CV, your application, and you let them know by that, and you're telling them that, hey, I'm going to be expecting a feedback, kind of. You say that very nicely, please. Then part of the conclusion that most people forget is not even the yours sincerely, especially if you're writing a formal mail, or if somebody you already have a working relationship with, you can do warm regards, sincere regards, and all that. Some people just feel that because their name is already on the email, like the email settings, they don't get to put their name in full at the end of the conclusion. That's at the end of their signature, or where they're supposed to sign, actually. So that signature means that you're saying yours sincerely, you're concluding the mail, you're writing your names in full, or you're writing your name in full because it's a formal email. And in most cases, some people go to the point of putting in their portfolio or their contact details at the end of the email. So whatever, just make sure that your email at the conclusion is properly signed. Now, are there a few other things that you should keep in mind just in case? Make sure that as much as possible you have low amount of errors in your email. Now, the thing is, most times we don't get to pay attention, and no matter how we pay attention, because no matter how you read a mail, you still find something to correct, but at least look out for errors in grammar, errors in spelling, errors in punctuation. Nobody's above errors, but then look at that. And one of the things I really advise is that you get to write the email before you put in the address of the recipient. The address of the recipient is key. But then, because a lot of things are happening on your phone keypads, on your keyboard, you might just end up pushing the send button when you're not even ready to. So one of the things I advise, because that's what I do, is that you get to write out the whole email, the body, the everything. You read through, make sure there are no errors, and then you put in the addressee's address or the recipient's email address, and then you hit the send button. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for learning today. If you find this very meaningful, please don't forget to tag as much of your friends who will need to see and learn from this video today. So do have a good week. Bye bye.